planting the seeds of destruction.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with a brand new Modern Horizons 3 commander, the Necrobloom. The Necrobloom is a plant that makes more plants until it makes zombies. It's kind of like having Field of the Dead as your commander, which is great because you can't actually play Field of the Dead in this format right now. The Necrobloom is an Abzan, so white, black, and green landfall commander, and that's how I decided to build it. When a land enters the battlefield, you either get a plant, or if you have 7 differently named lands, you get a zombie. And land cards in your graveyard have Dredge too. This is actually the first card we're getting, I believe, with Dredge in Arena. So what you can do is you can choose to, instead of drawing for turn, put a land from your graveyard back into hand, and mill 2 cards into your graveyard. That means that this deck is great at guaranteeing land drops. So we have tons of other landfall things in this deck. It also means that we can put things in our graveyard to bring back. Cards like Cityscape Leveler, Eerie Ultimatum to bring back all of our permanents, and the classic Timeless Witness, because if you put her in the graveyard, you can eternalize her. There's a lot of actually like really great new cards that work with Necrobloom. White of the Reliquary, which allows you to sacrifice creatures like those plant tokens in order to get more lands into play. We also have 6 that gives our lands retrace, so we can discard them into the graveyard to replay any permanent from our graveyard. 6 is so fantastic with that Dredge ability especially. And we also have lots of old classics with the landfall, like, you know, the Gitrog Monster and Thalia in the Gitrog Monster. These are all fantastic cards to be playing with the Necrobloom. We're going to just take this into the queue, and you're going to see very quickly how many plants and zombies we can bring into play. Emperor Apotsek Intley the Fourth. Emperor Apotsek Intley the Fourth is the guy who cares about the number 4, the Boy Emperor, who, if you have a creature enter the battlefield with 4 power, it gets haste. For toughness, you gain 4 life, and for mana value, you get another creature into hand. Oftentimes playing just a lot of really good Naya aggressive cards that have 4s on them. Hello there, small child. You love creatures. I still haven't built this as a deck. I feel like I asked people, like, hey, do you want to see it? And they were like, later. Oh, a fellow delighted halfling. Neither of us are likely to have many counter spells in our deck, so that's kind of nice. I'm actually going to go for this Wooded Foothills, crack it open right now, and I'm going to get the green-black Surveil land, Underground Mortuary, to put another land into the graveyard, because I want as many lands in the graveyard as possible, so I can crack open the Aftermath Analyst to bring back those lands, because there's 4 of them. Next turn, like, I could play Necrobloom, because I don't think they'll kill this. Kind of depending. Because if I can do that, I will get all of the lands into play with Necrobloom, get all the triggers, and that would be amazing. But it's a little risky. The Norn. Yeah, so Elesh Norn and Craterhoof Behemoth serve very similar purposes in this deck. Necrobloom spits out these tokens, and sometimes they're just 0/1 tokens. Usually they're 2/2s later in the game, and this turns them bigger and also kills our opponent's little stuff, which is great. I'm gonna risk waiting a turn and go for Necrobloom here. If they have removal, they have to use it on the Analyst right now. Yeah, Craterhoof Behemoth, I will say, is definitely the better of the 2, because haste +X trample wins on the turn. It comes down very often in a deck like this that's making lots of landfall tokens, whereas Elesh Norn can be a bit more of a, I'm behind in the game, but they have a lot of tokens. This takes out their tokens and gives me a lot more board presence. Alright, so Cavalry Rebels. They cast a creature spell, they will get another creature into play. They still have 2 mana. Would I like to do this in Dredge? I actually am going to choose yes, so I'm going to grab the fetch land and Dredge, hoping to put more lands in the graveyard. Since this is a fetch land, we can put it back into the graveyard. I'm going to do something kind of cute here. Wooded Foothills, I'm going to put it into the graveyard. Before it's done fetching, I'm going to use the Aftermath Analyst. And that is so the fetched land will trigger the Necrobloom's ability for a zombie instead of a plant. Now that they might have, like, instant speed kill spell. They could have Swords to Plowshares. By the way, you do have to put full control mode on if you want to do something cheeky like this. But look at this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 beautiful lands in the graveyard. And we have 7 differently named lands. And I'll grab myself a forest. No. Yes, so I can hold up Revitalizing Repast to protect. Yeah, they're fed up with us. Ramped fast, partied hard. GG. Nadu, Winged Wisdom. I think the most popular commander from Modern Horizons 3 so far. And for good reason. I do have the Aftermath Analyst, Mythos of Nethroi, Harrow here, but even with that Scry, I don't think I can guarantee good land. So I like this a lot more. We have a turn 2 Lotus Cobra on the play with a fetch land. Nadu can get you cards in hand or lands in play by having one of your creatures targeted by a spell or ability. Now, whether that's like an IV deck where you're casting auras and mutate and protection things onto your own creatures, or just abilities like Landfall, put a counter onto one of your own creatures, or equipping creatures, they all work with Nadu. And on top of that, for whatever reason, this is a 3/4 flyer for 3 mana. Nadu is kind of nuts. Lotus Cobra. Yeah, I feel like Nadu oftentimes does run some extra landfall stuff too, since you can get so many lands into play. Equipping a creature is a targeted ability, yes. Breeding Pool. Stern Scolding! Ah, yes. Also getting yourself more mana and more counterspells in hand. That was very rude. I was going to use that snake to maybe play my Necrobloom next turn. Rude. Very rude. They got themselves an elf. Oh, hey, Nissa. That's a nice card to get to throw down. Also, can trigger not infinitely in a turn, but it's per creature 2 times. Also, it counts if I target their stuff with a spell or ability. You could just pass a Lightning Greaves around your creatures? Yes. There is nothing with a 0 cost equip cost in Arena except for leather armor, though. Oh, hey, Ivy. I like how I managed to get the, We Have Lotus Cobra Deluxe. Alright, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana available here. I'm gonna go for the Bloodstained Mire, play Necrobloom over Vona. And then I'm going to activate this because this will get me an elf or an elemental. And let's go for Indatha Triome, just a perfect little thing, because most likely I'm going to get like a Llanowar elf type thing here. Let's see. Nope, I actually got the big elemental. So I knew that like if it was elf, great, I could cast that. And I'll attack with Nissa because I don't think they'll double block because Ivy and Nadu are kind of besties. Oh, also, Nadu brings in the lands untapped, which does mean that if you have something with a 1-cost activated ability like Swiftfoot Boots, you could pass that around and try to get more lands. All right, would I rather dredge or draw? I'd rather dredge here. I have an Eerie Ultimatum in hand, and this is a fetch. Pretty fetch. Also, you might notice I have some nice high-cost creatures here. Just a little. Go for basics. I know that like getting double swamp makes me further from Necrobloom, but I don't think that's going to be an issue here. So we know they have 2 mana up. Could it be another counterspell? Totally. Ooh, Oracle. Okay, if I play Oracle, I Get back to 5 mana and use Vona. Nah, I'm just gonna throw down Elish Norn. I'm born to Norn. Do you counter it? Do you have something that will save these 3 creatures that will otherwise die to the -2/-2? Make my plants grow. So they are actually going to grow these 2. Ivy will not survive this, but it will still trigger for Nadu. This will survive, though, because it will get the -2/-2 when it comes back. And still have a +1/+1 counter on it, so it's alive. Ooh, miscast. Instant or sorcery? That is a sorcery. It's a lot nicer knowing about it, though. We hit them, they go down to 8. RIP Ivy, she dies to state-based actions when she phases back in. And they only have 3 mana right now, because they didn't hit lands. They hit an elf and miscast. That's going to be game. Cutting them off from a lot of their creatures and making my plants really, really chunky. Also, we have, like, Eerie Ultimatum for the future. GG. Joyra, Ageless Innovator. Taps, gets counters, and then can put artifacts into play. I have a little bit of ramp here. That's not bad. We have big ramp, some removal, and hopefully we can get in front of Joyra tapping and putting just crazy numbers of stuff into play. Each turn, she ends up being able to put an artifact into play, and depending on what kind of artifacts those are, well, she can do some serious damage very quickly. I would like to scry, thank you. Ooh, Vona. Okay, so I have a 4, I have a 5. I don't have the mana. Do I want the Vona? No, I want something else to get me to 5 mana. Skipping cast 4 here. Okay, here comes Joyra. I think it's just kill her. Kill her before she can tap. Go get him, Kami of Bamboo Groves. Midnight Clock. That's a nice artifact to have. Ooh, Dahlia and the Gitrog monster. I'm going to get that down before Necrobloom, since it allows me to play this extra land this turn. In next turn, I could sacrifice the Kami of Bamboo Groves to try and get even more lands, or just, like, draw cards. If I can get enough lands into play, then Primeval Titan can come out. I mean, prime time. I love prime time. Gets me more lands. It's really good for landfall. Also, now all their lands and stuff come in tapped, so that's nice. Hi, Anim Pakal. Huh. I'm just gonna do this now. Prime time to set up for the Necrobloom next turn, also to just have amazing stuff in play. I will go ahead and grab 2 things, maybe, that protect my commander. Give me some extra information, or just set up a fetch. I'm just gonna set up a fetch. And we are going to name plants. Are there other plants in the deck? No. Does this deck have OG Gitrog? Yes, because Gitrog with anything that lets you dredge, especially whenever you draw a card, replacing it with maybe putting more lands in your graveyard, which will in turn draw you more cards. Gitrog monster with Necrobloom, match made in heaven. And I'm just out here like, maybe I should just be huffing. Maybe. Have a Necrobloom, please. Thank you. Uncounterable. Important against any blue deck. We could either go Spelunking or Bristly Bill. I'm gonna go for Bristly Bill. Practice hope and get a zombie. Also +1/+1 counter. This one. Oh, maybe I should have gone for untapped. Concealed Courtyard. It doesn't really matter because we're about to shuffle. And I already have a land engrave. Searching. I'll grab Blooming Marsh, which always comes in tapped this late. And Indatha Triome also comes in tapped. Beefing up. Beefing up. And I'm going to sacrifice one of these swamps because I have Swamps to spare. I love it's like, do you want to dredge? I'll draw. Oh, Springheart and Tuco. Okay, so Springheart and Tuco, I do not have any of the, like, wild and crazy infinites in this deck with it, but I have a couple, like, I guess you could set it up if you have enough landfall mana generation. Springheart and Tuco is just so good. If you use it to make copies of things, you end up with so much value because it's landfall, and then just either don't pay any mana and you get a 1/1 token, or pay 2 mana and make a copy of, say, Prime Time. Which, if I had that spelunking out, would bring the lands in untapped, so that's 2 more mana, so you just keep making more mana and more things until you run out of lands in the deck. And also, you have an army of Prime Times. Did I have fun? Oh, I won. Sure. Garuda, Doom of Depths. Garuda is a mill and reanimate, sometimes played with tons and tons of clones. It's a really fun commander. At least, I think it's a really fun commander. Garuda can be chained together with blink effects and clone effects and spark doubles and everything like that to just find the best potential card. It also can come into play and bring out, say, an Ulamog. It won't get the on-cast trigger, but it'll still be pretty dang good. So I would love to save the Springheart and Tuco to put onto, like, Oracle of Moldiah, but I'm just going to play it now so I have some board presence. This will get me lots and lots of tokens, lots and lots of 1/1s, but it's way better if you bestow it. I just don't happen to have a way to bestow it. Get out of here, Ornithopter. More tokens. Yeah, these little 1/1s add up. Top with the drop. Horn Power Stone. I will get a Surveil land, the green-white one. Lush Portico, that's the name. That'll get me another little guy. Godless Shrine. I'll take another land. I'll take that land and use it to destroy their ramp. Hey, cutting them off from 6 mana is very important early game. Finding the Old Gods will also get me another land. I will get the other Surveil land here. I'll put that land into the graveyard, even though, like, having land on top, good for the Oracle, good for Augur. Yeah, these are the 2 play lands off the top effects I have here. I'm not running the greenhouse in this deck, though I do think it's a really good choice for a deck like this. I really like Augur Bottom, so I'm running her instead. Look at all these bugs we've got. So many buggy bugs. Oh, Bear Convert, more ramp. Haha, my bugs have Death Touch. I'm gonna go Oracle. Not a land on top. That's fine. I'll just play the Augur. And I'll attack in with all of them because of that Death Touch. Take them down to 10 life. So, you cannot copy your opponent's creatures with Springheart and Tuco. I thought you might be able to, but it says if Springheart and Tuco is attached to a creature you control, you can't just do it on their stuff. It's too bad. Ooh, okay. Roaming Throne and a clone of Garuda. It was, Visage Bandit as the clone. Oh, into the worm! That was so much damage. Oh, no! I got wormed! Yeah, them getting the worm into all those 1/1 tokens, devastating. And I'm probably dead here, which is too bad, because, I liked those tokens. They were really cute. And we are dead. I can block the 2 things that are dealing the most damage. That's still lethal coming through. GG, Garuda. Not Nadu, Winged Wisdom. Again, a very, very popular commander to run. You know, if I had a turn 1 like a Mana Dork or like a Kami, this would be a very keepable hand. But I don't. I'm gonna mulligan. We got Bristly Bill, we got Explorer, Interest Restoration, Harrow, and Conduit of Worlds. That's a lot of lands to be fallen. So I will keep this hand. And Nadu is going to be out here targeting their own stuff with tons and tons of abilities to get more lands. If you've never seen Nadu before today, that's because it came out in Arena yesterday. I know, wild. I'll just play down the Bristly Bill. Yeah, Bill's great. $1 billion. Yeah, you're gonna see so much Nadu. Nadu, I think, is a surefire going to be the most popular commander from this set. Oh, hey, Spectral Adversary. Like, Necrobloom, this is just much more my taste in Commander. I love landfall stuff. I like Golgari-based things. You know I love Gitrog, and this is like a Gitrog with a bit of a funky little Feel the Dead built in. I like that. I'm into it. I think I just want to go for, like, one extremely large bill. I think I could do both here. Yeah, because of the way the mana goes. So I'm going to sacrifice this swamp while they're tapped out, because this being countered would stink. Grab some green, grab some white. Bristly Bill, getting more counters, getting more counters. I'm going to swing in with a 6/6 Bristly Bill. 6/6 for now. We're going to crack open the Marsh Flats. I'm going to use that to grab a basic swamp. I'm going to use Interest Restoration to turn the... I'll go with the swamp. Into a forest, a swamp, and a forest. So Bristly Bill is a stunning, spectacular, and wonderful 10/10. Now, Bristly Bill is also amazing in Nadu, because if you hit a land off of the ability, you get a counter on target creature. You target your own creature, which could get you another land. Holy cannoli indeed. They've also got some nice landfall. And now they have some chump blockers, which is pretty good for them. Also, now look at all the lands I've got. And I have lands in a graveyard, so I can use Conduit of Worlds with them. I don't have any way to give Bristly Bill Trample in this deck. No, I don't. I'm like trying to think if I do. Oh, Valiant the Rock Monster. We have to start with Conduit. So I can play both. I force you to block, as if you wouldn't be blocking with this anyway. Valiant Gitrog Monster will make all of their lands and creatures come in tapped unless they are basic lands. Nadu's got plenty of enablers in Arena. You don't have as many of the, like, free equipment and things like that, but you still have things like I mentioned Bristly Bill before. There's also some things that have 1 mana. Oh, did they pay 3 life for that? They did! Oh, think it might come in untapped. Nope, but here comes the Elusive Otter. They're targeting each of these creatures, which I should... Is it going to be each a separate trigger? Looks like it is, yeah. Each of them is a separate trigger, since Elusive Otter targets each of those. Oh my gosh. Hey, guys. An Archmage's Charm, Llanowar Elf. Okay. Use Marsh Flats here. Grab a surveil land. It's the white one. What's on top of my deck? Also get more landfall. I don't need that. I can put it in the graveyard for the conduit. And I can draw a card off that land to get Rogmaster by attacking in here. Let's get some triggers of our very own. And I want to scry, so that's what this would be used for. Green, sure. Oh, they left. Nice. Roxanne, Starfall Savant. Roxanne is the kitty cat that throws rocks at you. The rocks hurt. They deal 2 damage. She does it when she enters the battlefield and when she attacks. And then those rocks tap for 1 mana if she's off the battlefield and 2 if she's on the battlefield, meaning that she's really, really good at refunding her own mana cost. I'm going to keep this hand because it's got lots of rampy type stuff, 2 different things that allow me to play additional lands. Something else that lets me play an additional land, and Scoop Bug. Because sometimes Necrobloom tokens aren't enough, and you need 250 Scoop Bugs. Got more lands here. Pretty nice. Hi, Ruby. They've already got some ramp. They're gonna be ramping as best as they can, I feel, to get Roxanne out. And she can come out next turn, which means that we'll probably just want to play Explorer to the Druid class. See what else happens. Boop. They have ramped more than me. Hi, Roxanne. You coming out? Sure is. Tossing a rock at my face. Unless I had something like my Ramanop Excavator out here, I don't think I'd want to play Azusa. I think Bristly Bill into a land is fine, though. Hopefully they don't just, like, throw down a Panharmonicon here. Since Bristly Bill's a 3/3, won't die to Roxanne. We got the counter on there. And offers us, like, a way to block. Now, they could just bolt Bristly Bill. If it happens, it happens. Cabaret Rebels. Casting a creature gets them another creature. Ow. Okay, so they abraded poor Bristly Bill. And they're swinging in for 8 damage. And throwing another rock. Oh, gosh. A land, it comes in tapped. I'll play Necrobloom and a Razor Verge Thicket. This gives me a teeny tiny blocker and a big butt blocker. But no way to block and kill Roxanne. The Farewell will hit hard if I can get to enough mana. That's the real struggle. They kill the plant so I can block less damage. Or just throw this at my face. Okay, so they're killing the plant. I'll block Roxanne with Necrobloom. Just gotta get an untapped land off the top. Yeah, and I'll hit enchantments, artifacts, and creatures. Ooh, such enthusiasm. I will move my commander to the command zone. Yeah, and right now I don't need to preserve graveyards either, just because I don't have any lands in my graveyard. Hey, that's not what I needed. Dang. Guess Timeless Witness. Yeah, like this is a 5/5. I don't know. Throwing a rock at the Timeless Witness. Life total is going to get low enough that replaying Roxanne will kill me. Okay, so I do get untapped mana. But because it costs me a life to play... I guess we go out on our own terms. Druid class, save me. I guess we can get a basic plains off it. We don't have to die quite yet. You don't have a shock or anything, right? Yeah, see, it gains us the life back. It's fine. Artifacts, creatures, enchantments, not graveyards. What you gonna do with all that mana? All that mana on your board? Wait, you had that the whole time, you jerk! What a tease. Imskeer Iron Eater. This is a brand new commander that is a artifacts commander. I like this hand. Show me the Imskeer Iron Eater. Affinity for artifacts, draws you cards and loses you a little life based on the number of artifacts when it enters the battlefield. They're saying, hey, hi! It also has this, like, fling artifact ability, which is really nice. How goes Modern Horizons 3? So far, quite good. I still have a really bad sore throat, though, so it's making it a little harder to record videos and everything else. Ooh, Terra Sunder. I think I should keep that on top. And I could save this Nantuko for later, but I'd rather play it right now, just because getting it down early means bugs. We get 1/1 insect tokens as our landfall. We are, in fact, a landfall tokens deck. Gotta land on top, sort of. Turn Timber Symbiosis. Ooh, Semblance Anvil! They're going to imprint, I assume, an artifact. By the way, this is also an artifact, so count for Imskeer. Let me just... I can also hit the Citadel, but no, I want to hit that. Yeah, that's fine for me. Spelunking's real fun. It's not really what I want right now, though. Since I can already play lands off the top. Landfall Bug is, yeah, Scoot Swarm. We've got the Spring Heart. We've got the Scoot Mob. We love Landfall for bugs. Guard Scrapper. Oh, it can bring things back. Cool. My life total's high enough here, so I don't mind doing this. Oh, I didn't mean to bolt that in, though. I was talking about like that, and I was thinking, yeah, I'm gonna bolt in this, so I can play the Pilgrim. That's fine. I will not be punished, I feel, for that 3 extra damage. Necrobloom, they kill it, but we already have a lot of tokens here, and I'm just trying to get mana right now, since I gotta have... Actually, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7 mana next turn. Yeah, had I done the thing I was speaking about doing, it would have brought us to mana next turn. Oh, hey, Junkyard Scrapper. Oh, you're getting so chunky. From this Geode Grotto, which has actually already flipped. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen one of these flip on the turn it comes down. Yes, Avenger Zendikar makes plants and buffs plants, but unfortunately isn't in Arena. You gonna swing in with that? Okay. I take 7. Bonk. Would I rather dredge? I'd rather draw. I'm gonna sacrifice this plant token. Just like, you know, check out what's on top of my deck. Timeless Witness. And wow, was that all enchantments in like one land? That's nuts. I could grab the Symbiosis again. I think I'll just get the Terra Sender. Bloop, 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 bloop. Not really a necessary attack because my plan is, oof, there it is. Being able to dredge MDFCs is really rad, yes. But only if it's a land on the front, which does not work with Necrobloom. If you had an MDFC that was a land on the front and a spell on the back, then you'd be able to do it. But I think they're all templated in that way, so you can't do it. You can replay them from the graveyard, though. Move my commander to the command zone, yes. Okay. Their life total is nice and high. That's great for them playing Imskir. A land. More tokens. Turn Timber had said dredge on it. Oh, it says it on the backside. Numbers. More numbers. Good game. Good game. We attacking. We deal, like 100 damage. But it's great when you're making landfall tokens. And that's what this deck does. GG, I'm scared Iron Eater. Kudo says, everything's a 2-2. Which is actually great for a lot of my tokens, because normally they're like 0-1s or 1-1s. Hey there, Kudo, king among bears. Does make my Necrobloom a lot smaller. I imagine this is going to be a hate bears deck, where they are running a lot of things that, well, will make their stuff bigger, my stuff smaller, and turn off a lot of my cards' abilities. Hello, plant. Stick 'em up. Is that a threat? How dare you? Ooh, I don't have another land, but I will keep that Pawk on top because it's a Pawk. Let me hit them with a Howdy. Howdy! Kudo's real cute, though. Like, look at him. Look at him! Nice, so they're doing some token stuff, too. Like, they just turned their plant into a 2-2. That's great for them. I could upgrade this. I'm actually just gonna Entish Restoration. I know that that's kind of like, stinks to burn it now before Pop comes down, but I want to make sure I have enough mana to do things this game, since they had a very, very quick start, playing themselves a Kudo. Our plants will also be 2-2s. I know, the dream. Except for this plant, I don't want this plant to be a 2-2. Ooh, nice Scrubs Hive. So they're doing a tokens build. All right. Kudo with tons of tiny tokens to make them into 2-2s. This is a legendary land, so it's like actively kind of bad to copy with Pawk. But I'm going to go for a different landfall. Necrobloom? Dakanuma? Nice plan. Everything is 2-2s. They'll probably play some Anthem effects to make things into 3-3s as well. Does Kudo override effects that set power and toughness? Actually, it's probably a timestamp thing. So, like, I think if this came out after, maybe not. Aw, they destroyed Druid class. Crawling Chorus. We're gonna tap some stuff with the Warden. Depends on the layer. Layers. Secret layers. I will block my plant for yours. Do I want to dredge? I actually do want to dredge. I want to dredge my fetch land here. Hawk is baby, so yeah, he gets overwritten to be a 2-2. Pass the turn. Who up? Dredging they fetches? Me. Help, I need more tokens. What's cute, though, is that my plant tokens are going to be exactly the same size as the zombie tokens. I want Surveil Land. This one. Ooh, prime time. No, I want prime time. I want prime time. I want it. I want it really bad. They have enough mana to activate this once. So they're going to give everything +1/+1. I will double block with my plants and zombies. I'm out here playing plants versus zombies, but we're all on the same side. Kudo, Warden. They could tap 1, 2, 3 maybe. Make that into a 5/5. Is it a flying with 3 counters? Yeah, 3 or more counters on it. Is there an Elish Norn? I think Elish Norn, the Grand Cenobite, is like a must-have in a Kudo deck, since it just kills your opponent's stuff and saves yours. I feel like it's one of those... Yeah, you put it in a deck. Also a Eula, just because that's Kudo's wife. I am not dredging, because we know what's on top of her deck, and I really want it. Primeval Titan. Let's grab some more lands. Yes, please. And when those lands are all going to get doubled, the duplicate will come in untapped. So I can grab things here that come in untapped without it being too weird. I'm also going to grab Forsaken Crossroads. Naming white. Soldier's Edict. No. Green. Landfall, 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 landfall. Bristly Bill! Oh, I love Bristly Bill. Not what I want right now. Everybody's tapped, so I'll swing with all of these. Oh, okay, they're gonna Elspeth Smite the Pock. Bye, Pock. Pock champ. I mean, Kudo and Eula, we don't know if they're, like, just bears, just really big bears, or if there's something more than that. Ooh, Cathar's Crusade, another nice way to buff. I'm gonna say yes, but we don't know. This guy could just be, like, extra fat from eating out of dumpsters, and he grew horns, and everyone's like, yeah, he's the king. Or he might be, like, a demigod based on his flavor text. Cathar's Crusade. Thank goodness half of these can't block. Do I want to dredge? Yes, I'm going to dredge because I have Gitrog Monster in hand. So Gitrog is going to draw me a card when a land goes into the graveyard. A land goes into the graveyard. We're going to choose to dredge. We did put 2 lands into the graveyard. I'm going to choose to dredge. Land got put into the graveyard. I'll grab this Boseiju. We're going to choose to dredge. A land got put into the graveyard. We're going to choose to dredge. I'll just get that one. That's cute. Sort of a land got put in the graveyard. And now we're going to fetch this open, and I'll grab Forest. Landfall triggers happen. Boom, 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 pow. Oracle. Not a land on top, so I will play this Windswept Heath. Landfall triggers happen. I'm going to shuffle that away. Get the Forest. Land on the top. More of those. Destroy the Cathar's Crusade before it triggers with that Skrelv's Hive. I'm just going to choose to draw... Actually, it's a Soldier's Edict on top. Just keep dredging. This one, please. See if a land gets put into the graveyard. It didn't. That's a Harrow. We are all bears. Do I just have lethal? Wait, did I have lethal at the start of this turn? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it if I did. Sometimes you just do the thing. Too much, too much. They have a lifelink blocker. Yeah, but I forgot that these three can't block, even though I said that. Alright, so that puts them at 15. Yeah, okay, it's not lethal. Alright. I'm gonna let Necrobloom die here. Oh, and then they died at a hive. Right. Right. It's another Roxanne Starfall Savant. She's still really good, and she still keeps throwing rocks at my cool stuff. I have turn 1 ramp, and a different turn 1 ramp, and a more different turn 1 ramp. Oh, hi, Ragavan. That helps me make up my mind. I'm gonna go for the Arboreal Grazer on turn 1, starting with the Verdant Catacombs. Cracking that open. I could even get just a basic forest here. I'm just gonna grab a basic forest since we have really good fixing between everything else. 420 graze it. And I will pop down the Sun Petal Grove. Yay. Pretty. Hi, Roxanne. Would she squish a plant with a rock? Maybe. Maybe. Hi, Ragavan. Do you like, 0-3s? I remember, as a joke, we once built a Ragavan as the commander in 99 lands deck. In the first game we played, our opponent played a Arboreal Grazer, and we just sat there, fully disgruntled. So something that's really cool about the Dryad of the Elysian Grove is we can use our fetch lands and just tap them for mana, so we can save the actual sacrificing them to get another land for when we have Necrobloom out. To save the landfall for later, tap them for mana now. Also, next turn I have a Casualties of War, so I feel like this game is being decided very early. Okay, what's wrong, Roxanne? You gonna throw some rocks? And what else are you gonna do? Alright, so we're gonna, I'll go Casualties. Like, they both work here. Artifact, creature, and land. The enchantment is mine. Artifact, they can sacrifice it in response. Creature, and land. Yeah, the Grazer booty against cards like Malcolm is also really nice. Commercial District. Fetching, they're surveilling. Cracking open that Mind Stone to draw a card. Get him, Dryad. And they're back down to 2 lands. 2 lands and nothing else stopping for mana. Settle the Wilds will get them a 4-cost permanent in hand. Maybe a Panharmonicon. I think that's 4 mana. Really good with this. I have Panharmonicon in this deck because she is phenomenal. Just absolutely the best with doubling the landfall ability. Also, I could have used the Pilgrim to pay for that for 1 more landfall. I thought it, and then realized it after. Sequencing. Put that in the graveyard. I can dredge it if I really, really want it. No, I'm probably dredging like for Catacombs next turn. Or not. It's like the worst thing I would draw here is a land, because we can play everything in our deck right now. Everything except for Craterhoof Behemoth. I think that's the only spell I can't cast. Oh, hey, Crag. Gets them a land. They will be able to play Roxanne next turn. I'll just draw. I love Thalia. Dying to get Rock Monster is rad. Bloop, bloop, bloop. So typically the only board wipe I see in Roxanne decks is along the lines of like a burn down the house. They could also be running like a Crackle with powers, like a big ramp payoff that could destroy destroy my face. Ooh, Spiteful Banditry. So that won't kill Necrobloom, but it will kill everything else. Well, Banditry actually makes sense with Roxanne since it makes the treasures, and the treasures will tap for 2 with her. Yeah, you could just use Panharmonicon with her. So true. Alright, we'll Surveil, get a zombie. Let's see what's on top. White of the Reliquary. I love this card. Yes, absolutely. I'm just drawing. And I'm going to farewell all artifacts and enchantments. Bloop. What are you gonna do, huh? Throw a rock at my plant? Oh, I forgot this is getting +4/+4 because there's creatures in the graveyard. That days you. I'm dredging now, though. We want the fetch land. One of them. I like this one. Ooh, Cityscape in the grave. Nice. Yeah, getting the, like, stuff for the graveyard with Necrobloom is so nice as just, like, extra payoff. Love this. Hey, you want to attack, Roxanne? You want to attack? Already, Necrobloom is a very good blocker, being a 2/7. Wolf Willow Haven. They are turning 2 mana into 1 additional mana. Why does this thing have vigilance? It's so good. Issika's Chariot. Oh, that gives them the maximum number of blockers, and it can copy the meteorite tokens. One of the cards I actually considered putting in this deck because we make so many tokens is the Liliana Dreadhorde General, the War of the Spark Liliana. Just like additional card draw. It's good. It's just one of those cards where I was like, I have this in so many of my decks. I tried to make it so almost everything was part of this theme. Yeah, we got our Necro Booty rocking everywhere. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, we dredge. Who up? Dredging they lands. It's me, I'm up dredging my lands. A6 swamp. Bringing out that Cityscape Leveler. Go into combat. Okay. Hi, Cityscape Leveler. I'm still attacking with all of them. If they want to, they could double block the Necrobloom. I could just replay it next turn. Cool. The thing that is being blocked by Roxanne, we will sacrifice. I will grab a land. What kind of land do I want to fetch? Probably Critter Land. I have the one that's real nice for going wide, Restless Prairie. So I'll take that. Landfall, more zombies. Same about my Cityscape Leveler. Also could have just left back the white to discourage them from attacking. Ooh, Sulfum! That doubles non-combat, so it turns these meteorites into meteorites. I'm a little surprised they didn't crew with Issika's Chariot. Oh, I guess they just can't deal enough. Because it would have been like 4 damage, and then another 4 damage. Just a lot. Do I need to block? Yes, because they have Dust Bowl. So I can't guarantee my Restless Prairie being able to animate and go in. Am I dredging or drawing? I really love that we can just keep getting... I'm gonna draw. Okay, so guess what? I got a land. I will play the land. More Grombies, please. That's gonna be GG. Roxanne. Swinging in with loads of damage. Ulalek used Atrocity. Ulalek is a 5-color Eldrazi commander that allows you to take your Eldrazi and get absolutely disgusting with them by doubling up both them and their abilities. Thankfully, Arena handles the stack for you. So I have a little bit of ramp here. I have Vona. I'm gonna mulligan though. So this comes in tapped. Ulalek comes out for 5 mana, and since you can do colorless or colored mana, a lot of the lands I really like to see with Ulalek include the pain lands that generate colorless or colored mana. Yeah, the lands you want in this deck are slightly different than what you want want in a different deck. Let's play the Cobra. We have playing off the top, playing additional. Just need the mana for it. We'll make extra green. I will make extra green. Cool. Yeah, there's some really sweet new Eldrazi. We'll see how they built their deck. Here comes Ulalek. We are going to want to remove Ulalek immediately. The second they're able to cast, that doubling is just so disgusting. I want to untap. Do I want to Maria's Call? I think I'll just play it as a land. Have it enter untapped. Load Z mana. Use 1 mana to make 1 mana. Surveil that land into the graveyard. Out of here. Ooh la la, it's ooh la mech. And now we have the 7 out of 7, and we can replay lands from the graveyard. Oh, and then eventually I'll be able to return all permanents to the graveyard if they, destroy all of my permanents. Oh, non-lands. Ooh, Meta Reshaper. Hi, Meta Reshaper. Be bloomin'. Bloop. I'll attack with the Dryad. If they block, it will get them potentially a permanent or just card in hand. Okay, so it's card in hand. It's Spawn Gang Commander, which is like Siege Gang Commander, but Eldrazi. Yay! There's Cultivation on the top. What you got? Since these can be used for mana, we want to hit the big stuff. Gains you 10 life. Yeah, because it counts lands. Emrakul, Titan's Vanguard, Kindred Discovery. Emrakul. Emrakul's just too scary. They do not have that much mana without sacrificing these. So, they could block with 1, sacrifice it, use it to throw it at, Lotus Cobra. But I don't know if they would want to use 2 Eldrazi spawn up to do that, since they want to ramp. What's nice about the Annihilator, though, is that we actually kind of want to sacrifice stuff. Because we can replay it from the graveyard. You know. More cool ones. Hugs? Yeah, we'll call it that. Hugs. Vanguard would buff those up. Breaker of Creation. Hexproof and Annihilator. It's the gaining life. I actually in limited played against one of these, and they managed to reanimate it, or put it back into hand to recast it, and they just kept gaining life. Since it has hexproof from each color, our targeted removal won't be able to hit it, but that's fine. Rare of Cultivation. Oh, do I? You're all 0 or 2. Oh, that's so sad. It means I can't play this off the top. Grabbing basics. Yay, 6. More tokens. And we sit here. Bloodstained Mire fetching into. Maybe they want a second blue source for Kindred Discovery. They haven't fetched any Triomes yet. Yeah, the Grazer has a bow. You want basic lands or acidic lands? They did Steam Vent, so I wonder if they are going to go for Kindred Discovery here. No, they're going for a big ol' nothing. Don't mind me. Oh, it's evil, Elder Deep Fiend. It's the Deep Fried Fiend. Who we tapping? Bloop. 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 Don't mind me just trying to squeak some damage in. Squeak I shall. Down to 2 life. Do I want to ultimatum for just that? No, not really. The deep fried Eldrazi is delicious. And I did cast the spell this turn. If I really want to, I could have just used the conduit to recast that and then on their turn destroyed that. But they would have 4 life. And 2 of my things would be dead. We win though. GG Ulalek. Delny, Streetwise Lookout. Doubles up abilities of creatures with low power, which is pretty nice in mono white. I think Delny is a lot better in a 99, but I do think that they're cool as just a little weenies commander. For all the little weenies out there, like me. Alright, we got ourselves a Llanowar Elves. They're saying hello, hey, and howdy. I love saying howdy. Nissa. So we have Landfall, make us some mana. A kiss? Wait, I want a kiss. Kisses! We do the kisses. Phyrexian Tower, float some mana. The Gitrog monster. Wooded Foothills, float some mana. Crack this open. Float some mana. And just Restoration. 1, 2, 3. Float some mana. Oracle of Moldiah. That's a land. Okay, I'm done. So, yeah, landfall. It does that. That was turn 3. That was turn 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. We could cast Casualties of War. I think if we do that, they're gonna leave. Let's do what our commander does instead. Weight of the Reliquary. I could still cast the Casualties. So gonna burn that mana. And I will eat the Seiju. And I would rather draw than dredge here, because we can play lands off the top using Oracle. Do this. Black, we scry. That's a Bristly Bill. Put it in the graveyard. Or not in the grave, to the bottom, because we have more lands that we can do. We can play extra lands this turn. This will get me more mana. Like, even more mana. Treasure. Oh. Play the Reliquary. Pass the turn. Okay. Being asked, what's my opinion of playing Oracle of Moldiah in a non-landfall deck? It's great if you're ramping, and I would put it in Voya just because it's an elf. It's just generally a very good card. Invasion of Golbacan. These all come in tapped because of Valiant the Givrog. Yeah, you can exile the Casualties of War. So they're gonna see the Casualties of War and be like, you didn't cast that last turn, so... I wanted you to be my friend, Delny! I wanted you to be my friend. I think we have lethal this turn, so I'm gonna take it. Is that a hoof on top? It is a hoof on top. We're gonna tear when I use Ascender. Okay, we have all of those. I'm trying to think if I need to casualties that first. No, I think we didn't. Just swing in. Heal land. Got the hoof. I'm actually gonna eat Valiant the Givrog monster because I can. It strikes joy. Strikes joy. GG. It's, again, Nadu Winged Wisdom. This has been about a third of our games today have just been Nadu. And, you know, we do okay against them, but like a Nadu with a good start, not much you can do about it, because, I should say there's nothing you can do about it, because it's a really, really good card. Super strong. Written Catacombs, I'll take that. Yeah, somebody in our chat said, Nadu feels like it could have been an alchemy card, just so nobody else would have to deal with it. Oh, they're crewing? It's kind of cute. Do I feel like I need to destroy this? No. I want to play my commander. The Necrobloom. I know, especially because it's like if I use targeting removal to kill it, they just get more cards. Hi, Nadu. Yeah, I feel like they tend to have a lot of counter spells. That's why I wanted to get my commander down right away. Okay, the Schooner scoons in. It targets! It targeted the creature. I will draw. Shattered Sanctum. Get a little guy. Sees those thinks. Huh. There are multiple problems in here. There are many problems. Hi, Vorinclex. Ilanadu. Nothing to do. Subterranean Schooner, we also could have hit this before it became a creature. And then they wouldn't have gotten any triggers this turn, but... You can let your Vorinclex explore. I'm fine with that. I just want to draw. Okay, Nintuka right now, I don't have anything amazing to copy. So I'm going to hold this because I think I'm going to need something amazing to copy. We're going to use Symbiosis. I think I have to sacrifice a creature for it. Cityscape Leveler. That's a very good card. Is this only ones that you control? No. Okay, so now they can make tokens turn into copies of Cityscape Leveler. They also have Ugin's Binding, which can bounce it back into my hand. And then it can get recast sort of for free, depending on what they have in their deck. So they went down to 1 mana, and they did foretell, Hard Mystic Reflection. So what they can do is they can play this so I'm not making copies of the Cityscape Leveler. Oh, I don't like that you tapped both of my green there. I mean, I still have a little more, but still not what I wanted. No, we know exactly what card it is that they foretold. Because we can see all of the cards in their hand, because a lot of them were revealed for Nadu or for the Schooner. If you're wondering why didn't I attack with Necrobloom, it's because in response they could have crewed and just blocked it. Now we got 2 Cityscape Levelers. Remember, I only paid 2 mana for that. 2 mana to put it on, 2 mana for the landfall. Why aren't you playing anything? I already have a land in hand, so I'm gonna draw. They could turn the Cityscape Leveler into, instead, this, but they didn't. They drew a card. It could be a massive bounce spell. It could be Cyclonic Rift. You guys stay back. Ugin's Binding only bounces 1 thing. Alright, so they're doing Smuggler's Surprise. Alright, that's fine. So Smuggler's Surprise is going to be you put 2 creatures from your hand into the battlefield, and they're making them hexproof and indestructible. Or, well, maybe. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not that afraid of this as like their instant speed play. I was worried about the one card I couldn't see, which was Gallagrators. This is Azalea Town that's playing right now. Looks like they could eat up my Restless Cottage. That's fine. Wait, but I'm destroying that. You're blockers! Yeah, we have, like, these two coming in with Trample. That's game. That's game, GG. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I hope you like seeing the Necrobloom in action. This deck has so many fun new cards and fun old cards. I am very much a fan of the Modern Horizons 3 cards that we got to include in this, and some of the other more recent stuff like Insidious Roots. And there's also some really nasty stuff in here like Elishnorn Mother of Machines to get double the triggers off our Necrobloom. In general, I'll say that this deck, it plays a lot like decks like the Gitrog monster, but it's got so much going on that it really is covering a lot of different bases. You can build this deck with more of a graveyard theme, more of a tokens theme, and you can even try to capitalize more on that dredge ability than I am, because you can. I will say though, cards like 6 with Necrobloom really do a great job with it. Same with the Gitrog monster. If you want to see all the new cards we've gotten here, by the way, it's SMH3. This shows you, like, we're running a bunch of new cards from Modern Horizons 3 in this deck because they all work so well together. The dream, by the way, is on turn 1, you either Arboreal Grazer, Kamibama Groves, you Flare of Cultivation, you get all of the mana in the world, and then you win the game because you have all of the mana in the world on turn 2, and your opponent can't keep up with you. As green ramp decks do, this deck is mostly green, but that's just how Landfall works. Green is the color that puts lands into play, and there's even more lands stuff you can put into the deck. I mentioned before that I tried to make this deck have a lot of creatures in it, so it has 33 creatures to kind of maximize the creature-related abilities and permanent-based stuff that you can get into this deck. Like I mentioned during one of the matches, I don't know if it's going to make it into the video, but like I'm not running the new Devoid spell that does similar to what Vona's doing because I'd rather have a creature, because then you could play it off the top with a card like the Augur of Autumn right down here. If you're looking for the deck list, it is in the description of the video. And if you would like to say something nice, please leave a comment, or if you'd like to suggest a commander. So far, the only commander other than this one from Modern Horizons 3 that I think I got a request for is Kalia of the Bast. So if you want to see Nadu or Ulalek or any of those other things, be sure to let me know, because there's a lot of new brews for us to do before Bloomborough comes out in all of a month and a half. It's really not that far away. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.